In this way, we find the oldest narration about the Noah's flood in the Old Testament. Because the Old Testament is the first holy book, and based on the writings of the book itself, it should be dated back to 3,000 years ago. The most recent document available in the Noah's flood is in the Quran, which is a precise take, and in Surah Hud, almost 20 verses have mainly referred to this event, beginning with Noah's advices and ending to the land of the arch on the Mount Judah. These have all been mentioned in Surah Hud. There, by the population, it means a number of people who are against a messenger named Noah. When the Almighty God decides to punish those people who are disobedient of this messenger, who is benevolent and warns them against imminent catastrophe, and tells them that in order to reject such a mishap, they should believe in God and His oneness, and then invites them to tell them that a ship is expected to be built for all of them to embark on it and save themselves from the imminent flood. Those people apparently pay no heed to Noah's warning and make fun of his remarks, and whenever they passed by Noah, who was building this ship, they would ask themselves, what is he doing? They would make fun of him, and what has been mentioned in the Quran is that they would make fun of him, and God would ask him to pay no attention to such derisions, as the time will come for our ridiculous. Therefore, at present, we can argue and prove that based on the geographical, historical, and technical reasons, as well as remains and many other documents, such as the discovery of the arch at the specific place at a mountain of 1,800 meters height, the flood happened on those people at this place, and thereby we can also prove that what has been written in Quran about each incident is not a mere story, with which some of you are familiar and some are not. For example, the Holy Quran says, "Iza shamsu kuwirat." Until recently, man could not imagine what the exact meaning of such a sentence was. But now he has come to know that it means the sun will die out one day. And this is what has been written in Quran, and it is not a mere sentence for a mere rhyme scheme. It is not a locution. It refers to an issue that is expected to happen on Earth, in fact in the universe, some billion years ahead. This is a direction for us through which we can understand that Quran is a holy book and has come from a celestial and cosmos source. And it is quite normal that such a deep knowledge at the time of the Prophet, more than 1,400 years ago, did not exist in any part of the globe, according to which one would recognize that what is the sun and also realize that it would be extinguished one day. Therefore, by becoming familiar with such issues in the Quran, we could realize that the writer of Quran, the one who descended Quran, speaks much above the thoughts of earthly beings and refers to an issue we could not be comprehended by human thoughts to the extent he could explain it. Because at the time the issue of planets and their rotation and centrality of the sun with its illuminating and thermal characteristics were no matter of question that we say it would be extinguished one day. Therefore, when someone there says that the sun will extinguish, that is the one who encompassing and encircling the entire living world and the entire knowledge, either at present, in a past, or in future, as he describes himself. The Noah's flood, study of geographical reasons. This is an extremely simple issue. That is to say, it is enough for someone as an ordinary observer to find out a corner in a world where, if it keeps on raining, that point will become a sea. If you could find such a place on the planet Earth, then you could say that the first prerequisite for the occurrence of the Noah's flood exists in that area. then you should go after its collective historical and geographical documents in order to enforce your claim. There is no place on earth, without any exception, that in case of constant raining, a sea will be created there which be suitable for shipping, except for the contemporary Turkey. That is to say, it is exclusively in a Turkey where geographical conditions are as such that arrangement of the mountains surrounding the country is like a dam and like an extended wall. And as it is shown in the film, with Flew Water on Turkey's contour map, you notice that a specific area in Turkey is turned into an expanded sea where water stands up to 1800 meters high.
شما می‌بینید که محیط مشخصی در ترکیه تبدیل میشه به یک دریای وسیع که تا ارتفاع 1800 متر آب توش می‌ایسته.
When water overflows 1800 meters, then it begins running outside. Therefore, as this characteristic exists in Turkey and not other places, neither in Africa, nor in America, in Iran, in China, in India, and no other places in the world, there is no trace of these geographical characteristics. Now our next question will be whether it had rained there and if the flood has occurred in that place. The next step is that we should search for the remains of the flood in Turkey's geographical environment. Well, this is the beginning of such a research work, that we could show you in an illustration that the flood had occurred there and remains of a sea exist in Turkey. With regard to the issue of testing on a contour map of Turkey, central parts of Turkey are like a pond, which by pouring water in them will be turned into a lake. This is due to the strange arrangement of the mountains in Turkey to the extent that Turkish mountains from east to the west in the north and in the south, and from north to the south in the east and the west, have made a fence around Turkey which specifies it from other countries in this respect. In case of raining up to 1800 meters, the center of Turkey will be covered with water and there will remain no way out for the water. Under such circumstances, all the mountains with a height of less than 1800 meters will be submerged under the water, and only those mountains with heights above 1800 meters will not be covered by the water. Today, we definitely can prove that all the heights below 1500 meters have no specific characteristics of a mountain. In other words, they do not possess the normal shape of a mountain. That is to say, they have no summit, no specific heights, and no deep points either. Both on the heights and on the valleys there is a layer of solid sediments. The mountains are round in shape, like domes. And this shows that they have been under the water, which has gradually covered them with its mud. All throughout Turkey, such a specification could be observed. Either you start your trip from western part of Turkey or from the eastern part where arch has been landed on the Mount Ararat. All the mountains with 1800 meters or 1500 meters high are flawed in terms of normal appearance are covered with mud sediments. Well, now it should be described how this has happened. This could not be the nature's normal delivery. The nature will not create such a mountain. These mountains have changed shape like this due to the outcomes of an event. It is in this way that whatever mountains we see that are above 1800 meters high, that is to say the height in which the arch has been discovered on the Mount Ararat in Turkey, are intact mountains. They have summits and they have shapes and are formed as a result of passage of running water. But such characteristics are not visible in the case of mountains with heights lower than 1800 meters, because they have been submerged under the water, and gradually and as a result of subsidence of the sediments, they have lost their normal shape and have been turned from stone rocks to muddy hills. If we look at